Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? This video is about the biggest festivals in the world. Yes, really. You'll see millions of people dancing around in feathers, mud, paint, and occasionally, tomatoes. It's like humanity collectively decided to lose its mind. We'll tour Rio's carnival, feathers everywhere, as well as dipping our toes in the chaos of La Tomatina, yes, that's the tomato one, and even drop by a desert filled with art installations at Burning Man, not sure if it's art or a junkyard on fire. Anyway, it's going to be bizarre and brilliant. Kumbh, the biggest religious gathering on earth, millions lining up to bathe in a river. I'd probably skip the dip, as I prefer my bath without 2 million strangers. Call me picky. Carnival in Rio de Janeiro. Rio's carnival is basically 5 days of feathers, sequins, and people with a high Samba skill. I'd join a Samba class, but would be politely asked to leave within seconds. Oktoberfest. Big tents full of people drinking loads of beer. Fantastic, isn't it? If you're not dancing on a table by noon, you're probably in a coma. Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras in New Orleans, beads, parades, and costumes that look like they were designed by drunk fashion students. I'd be the only one in the crowd hoping for a quiet place to read. Holi. The festival of color, chucking powder at each other recklessly. Wonderful. I'd probably forget and wear white, which basically puts a target on my back. Burning Man. A bunch of archetypes converge in a desert to build giant, flaming sculptures. Part festival, part Mad Max a reunion. The dust alone would make me choke. Coachella. Fashion show disguised as a music festival, everyone's 23, cool, and wearing daisy crowns. I'd show up in jeans and t-shirt, and they'd call me a lost dad. Glastonbury Festival. Mud, wellies, and music legends. If you love trudging around in damp fields trying to find a toilet that doesn't resemble a crime scene, this one's for you. Tomorrowland. EDM extravaganza with stages so elaborate they look like they were built by Disney's sleep-deprived cousin. Expect lasers, fireworks, and you're hearing to go by day's end. Ultra Music Festival. Miami's installment of the global EDM mania, bass drops, neon attire, sweaty humans. I'd probably endure 5 minutes before I'd need to lie down. Electric Daisy Carnival, EDC. Think circus rides, neon lights, and the unrelenting pound of electronic music. You'll leave with ringing ears and questionable photos. Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead. A heartfelt Mexican tradition celebrating departed loved ones, complete with skulls and parades. If any holiday can make skeletons charming, this is it. Chinese New Year. Millions traveling at once, fireworks galore, and red everywhere. It's like the planet decided to have one massive family reunion, plus dragons. La Tomatina. A giant tomato fight in Spain. I'd spend the entire time dodging tomatoes and moaning about the potential for stains. Please, not the Prada. St. Patrick's Festival. Wear green, drink pints, and pretend you can do the river dance. The next morning, you'll wonder why you have green hair and a shamrock tattoo on your forehead. Songkran, Thai New Year. Mass water fights in the streets of Thailand. If you have a fear of being unexpectedly drenched, brace yourself. Otherwise, join in and have fun. Diwali. Lights, fireworks, and more sweets than you can shake a sparkler at. A beautiful festival, unless you're on a strict diet. Good luck refusing one more lassie. Up Hell yeah! A Viking-themed torchlit procession in Scotland, burning a replica ship. It's basically the Scottish method of keeping warm during winter. Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. Hot air balloons galore, like a colourful invasion from a children's book. I'd be the bloke on the ground pointing, yes, that one's shaped like a piggy. Lollapalooza. A multi-genre music festival in Chicago. If you like choice paralysis, this is perfect, 50 stages at once and you have to pick which queue to suffer in. Roskilde Festival. Denmark's finest, a charitable, muddy, musical experience. The Danes call it fun, I call it an exercise in how to lose your wellies in a swamp. Running of the bulls, San Fermin. Run down narrow Spanish streets while being chased by half-ton beasts. Can't imagine why that might go wrong. The world's most dangerous jog. Fuji Rock Festival. Rock music in the Japanese mountains. Lovely scenery, unless you're too busy chugging overpriced drinks or avoiding mosquitoes the size of drones. Rock in Rio. Massive crowds, massive bands, and the occasional giant mechanical spider. And if that's not on your bucket list, I don't know what is. Notting Hill Carnival. London's Caribbean street party, vibrant costumes, steel drums, and roads so jam-packed you may have to go overboard on your deodorant. Cannes Film Festival. Fancy dresses, paparazzi, and filmmakers patting themselves on the back. If you can't be bothered with the red carpet, go enjoy the French Riviera. Venice Carnival. Masks, gondolas, and about 1 million tourists. Don't slip into a canal, that's not as romantic as the postcards suggest. You'll just get wet. Dia de las Velitas, Day of the Little Candles. Colombian festival where the streets glow with candles. Beautiful, unless you're the clumsy sort who knocks them all over. Harbin International Ice and Snow Festival. Enormous ice sculptures in sub-zero temperatures. Essentially a perfect day out if you enjoy frostbite or you're a penguin. Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Thousands of comedy and theatre shows in a city with questionable weather. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll queue. Then you'll do it all again the next day. South by Southwest, SXSW. Austin's mashup of tech, music, and film. You'll try to see an indie band while missing a life-changing tech panel and a secret film premiere all at once. Exit Festival. A Serbian fortress-turned-music festival. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? The moats are replaced by dance floors. At least you can't be attacked by medieval knights. Splendor in the Grass. An Aussie festival where laid-back meets a music mania. If you survive the giant spiders and blistering sun, you'll have a splendid time, I'm sure. Timkat, Ethiopian Epiphany. Religious ceremonies marking the baptism of Christ. It's solemn, meaningful, and absolutely no room for my usual sarcastic remarks. Mawazine. Morocco's biggest music festival. An eclectic lineup of global stars in one place. If you're not too busy gawping at the architecture, enjoy the tunes. Boring Mud Festival. A South Korean beach covered in mud for people to frolic in. I've spent years avoiding puddles, and here they are celebrating them. Sziget Festival. Budapest's Island Festival, 7 days of music, arts, and questionable hygiene by day 4. I'd absolutely ruin everyone's vibe by asking for earplugs. Montreux Jazz Festival. Sophisticated tunes by the stunning Lake Geneva. It's the sort of place you order a cocktail and pretend you understand jazz theory. Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival. Tennessee's answer to a multi-day camping fiasco with great bands. You'll be caked in dust or mud, but hey, at least you'll have some acoustic guitar at 3 a.m. to keep you company. Rio de Janeiro New Year's celebration, Copacabana. Millions in white outfits, fireworks on the beach, utter chaos if you hate crowds or the color white. Still, if you make it through the night, you started the year with a bang. Remember, if you enjoy my take, do give a like and subscribe. If you don't, I'll pretend you do. Cheers!